The birds are receiving their first ever Lasota vaccine, and this vaccine is a local vaccine. And most local vaccines are killed vaccines. Because it is a killed vaccine, you don't have to worry about you putting the vaccine in a freezer to maintain the cold chain. It's only the live vaccines that you maintain the cold chain by putting it in a freezer or in an ice. I always use the water I give my birds, but on this day of vaccination, the water I gave them before, during, and after the vaccination was never treated. And the reason is because you don't use water that contain chlorine to reconstitute your vaccine. So the water you use for your vaccine reconstitution must be chlorine free. And water guard I use to treat my water has chlorine as its active ingredient. So if I use water that is treated to reconstitute my vaccine, it will deactivate the vaccine. So having this knowledge made me not to even give them a treated water before, during, and after the vaccination. So I don't want issues. So I avoided treated water. So this water was fetched directly from the tap and I gave it to the birds. But I must tell you that after the first and second vaccination, I'm going to place these birds on antibiotics because of the possibility of these birds coming down with bacterial infection as a result of me giving them water that was not treated. I prefer vaccinating my birds in the evening when the sun is already setting. There are some people who prefer vaccinating early in the morning. So 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. is your early in the morning. So if you are vaccinating by 9 or 10, that is not early in the morning because the sun is already rising by then. Okay. So if you are vaccinating early in the morning by 7 or 8, then I ask this question: when did you start starving the birds? Because you need to starve the bird of water so that by the time you give them this vaccine, they will all use the vaccine. So you starve them of water, but you give them food to eat. Now, it is important for us to know that we don't vaccinate sick animals or sick birds because a sick animal has a compromised immune system. And the reason why we give vaccine is to sensitize the immune system. So once the immune system is already compromised, you don't give them vaccine because the vaccine is to sensitize the immune system. An active immune system, or not the one that is compromised. If the immune system is already compromised or low, when you give them that vaccine, the animal will die. Okay, or you have casualties. So that is why we don't vaccinate sick animals. We also don't vaccinate stressed animals. Okay, now I'm vaccinating in the evening, so there's every possibility of the birds coming down with heat stress, and I don't want that. So anything that has to do with stress, you have to eliminate it before you vaccinate the birds. Okay, like overcrowding, heat stress, any form of stress at all. Okay, transportation stress, handling stress. So if you are just bringing in your birds from one cage to the other or from one pen to the other, you are not going to vaccinate that birds that day because they are stressed. So I have this knowledge that these birds will be stressed by heat by the time I start vaccinating them in the evening. So that is the reason why I gave them multivitamin. So I gave them the multivitamin in the morning. So they were taking multivitamin in the morning till 3 o'clock when I withdrew the water that contained multivitamin. So I started starving them of water from 3 o'clock, and by 5 o'clock I vaccinated the birds. Okay, now it is also important for you to know that multivitamin and vaccines, they do not interact. So it is safe for you to give your birds multivitamin before vaccination. Then after some time you withdraw the water for like 2 to 3 hours. You withdraw the water and you vaccinate the bird. It is very safe. But it is not safe when you are giving the birds antibiotics that day. Then after some time you withdraw the antibiotics for like 2 to 3 hours and you now vaccinate the bird. It is not safe. But it is very safe with multivitamin. Even after the vaccination, you can decide to give them multivitamin. It is very safe. It is medically logical for you to give your birds multivitamin after vaccination, because vaccination comes with stress. When you give them the vaccine, you see them, they will rush to drink the vaccine. So that rushing is a stress on its own. So after vaccination, you can handle that effect of stress by giving them multivitamin, which is an anti-stress. Now let me assume that I vaccinated the birds in the morning. So by 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, I will withdraw the water I'm giving the birds. Then by 9 o'clock, I will vaccinate the birds. Then after the vaccination, the next water I will give them will contain multivitamin, because I already know that it's going to be a sunny day, right? So I would like to, counter the effect of stress. That is why we have to give multivitamin. It is very safe for you to give multivitamin after vaccination, before and after vaccination.